mean, gosh, these low-tier Koreans, plebeians, we get for these OlimoLeagues. JK, it's like some of the best players we get to see on a weekly basis. We're so spoiled here at Base Trade TV by the wonderful games and the wonderful matches that, of course, the OlimoLeague provides weekly. So I hope you guys have been enjoying them as well. Spawning here in the top left corner of the map, it's the Red Terran player leading 1-0 in this best of 5. It's GumiHo.
Bottom right says the blue Zerg. It's true.
So going back to that pronunciation thing for a second, not yours, but I remember we were watching IM, we talked about this briefly. It was driving me nuts hearing Day9 call him like GumiHo or however he was saying.
Yeah, because it was like he was getting lazy pronouncing it, you know? It wasn't like he was consistent. It was like he'd be like GumiHo, and then he'd be like GumiHo.
I don't think he was even lazy. I think it's just one of those things where if you say it fast versus slow, maybe it sounds different. But what was killing me is like one time it'd be GumiHo into GumiHo into GumiHo. It's like, duh, stop.
So yeah, I consider that lazy speak.
Maybe.
Like you talk so fast you just don't enunciate.
Perhaps. Whatever the case may be. It was one of those things where it was actually the only time, like, there's sometimes where you can hear a player's name pronounced differently because it legitimately is pronounced differently. But GumiHo's kind of one of these names for me, at least, where it's like, I didn't know there was another way to say it.
It was obvious to me as well. But, you know, Apollo doesn't pronounce it right either. Like, on purpose, kind of.
Well, you know, here's the thing, though, about Apollo, right? He can say whatever he wants, however he wants. He's got that wonderful accent that you just... How does
he say it? I actually forgot how he says it.
I'm not even going to try to emulate it here. If you want to get me to do like a really bad Irish accent, that I can do. But don't ever tell me to try to imitate Apollo. That's going to go so poorly.
I don't want to imitate Apollo, just how he says it. It's not like it's because he has an English accent. Listen, because Kalaris says it correctly.
Man, actually, side note here, and I know it's so off topic. Kalaris was kicking ass at San Jose. I was loving his hype. That play-by-play was better than I'd say his normal. I don't know if that's just me or...
I don't know. I really can't remember. I don't think I watched that much San Jose, to be honest. I don't remember things.
Just gotta take notes. That? You'll be like the guy from Memento. You'll have like tattoos like, "Oh, San Jose went well," or "Don't forget the lies."
Who won that?
San Jose?
Yeah.
It's that PvP finals.
Not
right. Rain, the other guy.
Yeah, Rain versus Hero, wasn't it?
Yeah, Hero won.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. I totally remember that now. Gotcha. I don't.
I was really sad too. Like I didn't even mind it was a PvP finals, but just
Oh, it was a good PvP finals.
It was. That's what I think made it so memorable because it looked really one-sided. You're like, really? Is this how this is gonna end? And then, whoop, that flip.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting back on topic for this game though, GumiHo searching his base for overlords. It's kind of funny because I think a lot of things don't get forgotten about necessarily how to play the maps. Like it's Akalon ways, you always remember these things, but overlord timing, folks who hunt them, GumiHo is definitely one of these guys who've seen do this a lot, where he'll try and predict overlord pathing. But I think for impact's sake, as funny as it is, because of the way the game's changed, because he hasn't played this for a long time, we don't actually have 7 overlords up here in the corner like you used to once upon a time. So GumiHo's doing these great moves to like kind of reminisce and hunt overlords, but Impact actually hasn't sent any out. He's only got the 1 overlord over here.
Impact.
Or true. Got Impact on the brain.
Yeah, you do. It's impacted you in a big way.
Dude, he's adorable. Freaking love Impact. But okay.
Good armory.
Yeah, that's one of the big things we're gonna have to talk about here, because it's not just gonna be that Hellion push that we saw last time. It's gonna be a little bit more potent.
Interesting. He opened up with Marine, so I was gonna talk about how like, oh, there's everybody scouting, but then he falls up with a Reaper. And I guess he's going to try and scout with it, but he could also fight with it. It does soak up damage.
I don't know if okay, the Reaper is kind of whatever for me. I personally I like the medevac pushes a lot more. I feel like it just adds so much more than, say, the burst damage of Hellbats. The sustainability of those Marines just seems more deadly, but at the same time, the Bailey Nest is considerably late for this push. Like, True should already have a couple of these on the way, and it's gonna be really not fun dealing with this.
It'll be close, for sure. Looks like he's gonna lose an Overlord, maybe? Marines with this push? Yeah. Not quite supply blocking them, but actually, no, it does. Perfectly supply blocks them. It's just what to do.
But even again, like the supply block, I feel is somewhat irrelevant. These banelings. Oh.
Really? Because these have lings to make banelings.
Yeah, well, that
like,
second overlord's gonna be the much bigger deal. Yes, but it's. Oh, he's blocking himself in. He can't get that queen down there to defend.
Oh, well, at least the drones, you know, mineral walk. Good
yeah, I guess. At least look at that going for me.
Now the units are all clumped up.
Ooh, but now he's got nothing left for the Marines. 22 links are on the way.
God. Supply block. Fill my my units. But Queen's going to go down. Another Baneling can be target fired. In fact, they make 2 Reapers. Didn't even notice. But this bit, it's been cleaned up. That wasn't really that scary.
It didn't kill any drones much drones, I should say. And that's what kind of astonishes me the most. Like, True's reaction to pull this back to the main so quickly, that was fantastic. It got a little bit scary because there was a couple of Hellions that got some blasts off on that ramp, but I can't believe that worked so well. With the Baneling nest being as late as it was, I really thought he was in a lot more trouble. But now True's going to try and put on a counterattack. And while there's going to be Hellions that can kite around for a little bit, I mean, the potential of True just saying, screw it, getting this surround with these lings and then busting through that top ramp, this is all too real and all too scary for GumiHo.
I don't know if I really like this. Gumi's getting so many Hellions.
GumiHo! He's got to kite back. Okay.
Nice target fire on the Banelings.
Yeah, fantastic. 2 of them are going to get to that middle line, though. Not a lot to kill, but still kills nonetheless.
Gets the mules, too. That's nice. Yeah. I mean, was that worth it? I don't know. I think the biggest reason why I did that, too, is, like, he didn't already have the Spire on the way. You know, that could have been done, maybe, if he had started immediately after his life finished. I wasn't paying that much attention to when it finished exactly, but that would have all been gone to the mutas instead of that attack.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of gas that did go into those Banelings that perhaps could have been used elsewhere, but I'm just thinking here, like, the pressure he could have put on, like, let's say those Hellions got caught up in the crossfire. It was still only, like, 7 lings afterwards or so. I mean, I don't know how much True was expecting to get out of that, but
yeah,
it did put GumiHo back on a defensive stance. He's putting a lot of money into now getting that wall up. He doesn't want to deal with a possible run-by, and that's the time that True needs to get the Spire up.
If GumiHo was following up with Bio, that is, he might have had a chance. You might get 2 to 4 more Hellions after an attack like that, and you go into Bio. You might not get any, actually, and that would have been disastrous. But, you know, like, if that was 6 Marines, not 6 Hellions, completely different. It's actually really bad. It's enough Lings and Banelings for sure, with no wall. But it is what it is. Mutas are on the way, but Thors are as well. Turrets might be just a little late if True goes directly to the base, but I think I should clean this up first.
Just want to give a big solid shout out, by the way, to all the people who are actually using the First Blood emoticon. We finally brought this thing back, and we don't see enough of it in chat, guys. I want to see more bloody daggers as the day goes on. Please. Ace, please.
Whatever you want, man. Bloody daggers. Got it.
Dude, I'm all about that emoticon spam.
Ooh, you know, where are the Thors? Oh, no, okay. I was about to say, you know, they're not going to the tanks. You take down the tanks, you Baneling bust. No.
As I say, 1 Thor actually may have not been enough to stop the mutas from at least picking off the SCV, building the turret. But yeah, 2 is really scary. Even if the mutas are spread, I mean, the Thors still just have a lot of baseline damage. Even if you only shoot 1 muta at a time, as we see, it gets popped off very quickly.
Yeah. It looks like True is really not dedicating it anymore. I mean, you might see them go to, like, 15 and then stop. But he only made, like, what, 6?
Yeah, mutas have a really hard extreme, right? Like, you either go really heavy into them or none at all. Which does kind of make me wonder, is he going to cancel these flyer attack upgrades? Because he's really not getting use out of them at the moment, but very well maybe thinking about trying to use them later on. They're still going to be good for harass, one way or another, but with Thors in play and turrets and Vikings, it gets a lot harder to really poke a mech player the same way you can Bio.
I remember this. Mech takes this this base, Bio takes the other base. Ah, yes. Good times. And it is Mech on Akalon. I guess we didn't mention that, right, guys? Akalon, 2-hour game. You ready?
I am still remembering days when, like, Hyun was playing against Goody on this map. Like, hour-long matches. Oh, boy. Those were fun Zotac Cups.
No. I don't know about that. Enduring Locust is on the way. Not a surprise. It goes down after that. Okay, yeah. Roach Warren also has to be on the way, though. He knows that an attack like this could be coming, and it is, so he needs emergency roaches. He's kind of hitting perfectly, though. There's not going to be a lot of Swarm Posts out.
get into that mineral line. I don't know how they snuck by, but they did, and as they get in here, yeah, hell, that's what we'll be able to clean that up. Still though, everything. What is this infestation pit?
Whoa.
That was the weirdest possible location. Roaches spawn. They're going to be able to deal with the Thors. Thors, of course, pack quite a punch, but there's so many roaches. The tank's going to do a great job of dealing some damage. He sneaks a couple off to go attack these, picking up with the Thor. Some cool micro coming out of GumiHo, but is it going to be enough to keep everything alive? Second Thor goes down, and looks like this push has been stopped.
Yeah.
Or redirected.
Oh, those drones were all stacked up. I saw it too, GumiHo. I saw it.
It's almost like bait. Come on back, drop those units out. I'm not done with them yet.
Yeah. Thors do some serious damage, though, to buildings, left alone. Yeah. It's rather sad. 11 more mutas on the way. This is why he didn't cancel those flyer attacks, right? He had a plan that he could go back into them. I think he's going into them earlier than he would, just because he doesn't have those the swarm hosts. They should die. But that's okay. The mutas can buy him a lot of time.
Poking away the depots. He's going to break through to the natural. There's a couple of tanks here, but if he gets on top of these tanks right away, even if he has to run through the Hellbats, yeah, it's not going to be fun. Does take out the Hellbats, though. I'm surprised you don't see tanks going to siege mode here out of GumiHo, but tanks on siege do pack quite a bunch, as we see. So they do about half the damage on siege, but they attack way faster.
Do have +2 weapons, 1 armor, so the upgrade's looking pretty good for GumiHo. GumiHo is one of the only, I guess, mech, like, it seems, anyways, he's the only mech player that really dedicates to 2 armories right off the bat, some games, or just 2 armories in general. A lot of times you see them get +3 and nothing else until they realize they could get plating.
Well, I think that's specifically, though, because GumiHo is one of those mech players who doesn't stay on ground mech, who transitions to air given the opportunity. And that's where those armor upgrades really come into effect. I really don't think we oftentimes see it really matter for tanks or Thors so much as it is for the Vikings and the battlecruisers. But you're right, like he is just playing pretty much straight into weapon upgrades for the time being. Vikings should be able to clean this up. Thor's being boosted around to try and get some shots up. SCVs are still dying nonetheless, but one thing I'm wondering is, like, with this 4th command center coming up, can he get to that 4th base, and will we see 2 more starboards come down?
I'm gonna guess so. You know, Akalon's too good an opportunity to waste to not go up to the 4 bases for GumiHo.
You wouldn't want to Akalon waste that opportunity. I'm gonna do that all the time now.
That was a good one. Anyways, during Locust, finally on the way. Hopefully this one won't be killed because it was out in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, we saw the infestation come down to the production tab earlier. I didn't look for it because I just, like, who builds it out here?
It was weird. It was weird.
I just assumed that was a spine crawler or something on the minimap. But anyways, the Vikings were looking for the the Mutalisks. Couldn't quite find them. Still that mobile Thor running around trying to do what it can. But this tank line out of GumiHo is looking fantastic. Roaches might be able to bust through one side of this with a big maybe, but game any damage is, I feel, out of the question.
Always doing this. Thor is being such a hero. He's like,
this is like
fancy right now.
I do worry this may take up a lot of GumiHo's micro though, wasting a lot of time picking up and dropping this thing when, you know, maybe you should have built a.
He's playing mech. Okay, what's micro?
Okay, fair enough. And I'm not trying to like criticize him. I'm just saying, like, this is something we do see happen though, where macro slips because players like focus way too hard on micro.
Maybe. You know, GumiHo just stopped at 55 SCVs. It's not a bad number, really. I mean, 65, I guess, is like, or 62, I think, is perfect. I don't remember. But considering that he is going to go to a 4th base eventually, it also seems a little weird. But I guess he's actually planning for the end game. He's like, you know, like 5 minutes, we have like 5 orbitals anyways. I'll just stop here.
Well, these roaches are going to maybe pick up a third. Nope, just kidding. That control out of GumiHo coming into effect once again. Psych! Double psych!
That was terrible for True. I mean, I know it was like roaches that he wasn't depending on for the game, but it just... Yeah. I don't know.
True just gives a, he's a generous soul. It's Christmas time. He knows about the spirit of giving. He donates a lot of roaches away. This actually opens up, interestingly enough, to make banelings. Now, banelings typically not your favorite choice in this scenario because there's tanks, there's Thors behind this. But the idea is he's going to roll through those Hellbats, and it's the Hellbats that beat back the Locust waves. It's Hellbats that soak the hits so the tanks can reposition. If the banelings take out most of those Hellbats, suddenly these swarm hosts become much more effective.
Upgrade's looking good for GumiHo at 3-1. True, he's getting 3 missile attack. It's not going to be in effect yet. No carapace upgrades for his own units either. But GumiHo, man, he didn't stop at all. He's going straight into the fourth. If he gets into that third or fourth, whatever you want to call it, that's a terrible position to try and break.
I don't know about that, though. I mean, True does have that extra base up there to the north. Mutas just get absolutely shredded, though. Wow, nothing gets accomplished from the air's perspective.
Once he gets into here, like, everything goes into a choke, and then it's a straight shot to the natural in the main.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the best case, I agree, but I'm just saying, with his base up here, he's not totally out of the game because he loses this base. Bailing's rolling into Thor's, though. That was not so hot. Storm must be repositioned here, trying to get some good shots. They are going to start taking us some of the tanks, and the drones actually get out of this alive through Blue Flame Hellbat fire.
Whoa, Thor drops! Where are you going? That's not what I was expecting.
That's not what I was expecting. That's going to drop him. Landed Vikings 4 GG status here in the main. Going to try and snipe off this hive. They should be able to get this. There's no Vipers in play. This is going to really hurt because he's going to take so long to replace this hive. Base over here does fall, and tanks have got a pretty good positioning, a pretty good foothold. Thor's behind this base. Another hatchery going to go down. 3 hatcheries fall immediately for True. And now his income is absolutely shot. He's down in supply, and GumiHo takes his 4th.
Thor drops are the worst, guys. Like, you don't know the pain until you've had Thor drops. Because not only is it super powerful, it's just kind of humiliating. You're like, come on, like, dropping Thors on my bases, really?
It doesn't give a fuck what's attacking it. It tears down that spire. These ones hidden behind the mineral lines once again. Hell, there might be lings, but they're all going to get one shot. Oh, takes out the Mutalisk, so now there's nothing to stop these medevacs.
Oh my god, there's even more. Like, oh, who needs tanks? I got Thors and medevacs.
Yeah, that queen just gets absolutely trucked on.
Oh no. The Overlords. I just realized the Vikings have like free reign over the air. Now this is actually a good move. A little bit sloppy from GumiHo, I guess you could say.
Yeah, he's gonna lose the reinforcement line, so perhaps we should have bulked that up. But it's look, the base is gonna go down. Thors are so.
Thor drops are the worst.
Damage, you just never remember how hard these hit because they never get to do this. There's never free reign to do what GumiHo is doing. Landed Vikings on this last remaining hatchery. Thor suit to join. Good game's called, but let's return to the game for a sec. We're gonna watch this last hatchery die. Ah, man, GumiHo taking a 2-0